Om. Om. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमदास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमदास्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोडकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् नमस्ते शङ्करानन्द गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलासमहामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणि आत्मानं चेद्विजानीयात् अयमस्मीति पूरुषः किमिच्छन् कस्य कामाय शरीरम् अनुसञ्ज्वरेत्. We are in the verse number 18 we finished, right?
Yes.
What are we doing?
We finished at 81.
79, 80, the argument of the Purvapakshi is Shabdajnanam, Shastrajnanam, Aparoksha Shabda, Aparoksha Jnanameva. It cannot give direct experience, it can only give vicarious knowledge. You can come here, I can't see it. The light is there. So, therefore, if one argues like that, the answer to that is it is not true, because what his argument has been Astam Shastratya Siddhantah Yuktya Vakyat Aparokshadihi Swargadi Vakyavat Na Evam Dashame Vyapicharatah. Swargadi Vishayavat, Swargadi Vishayavat, Swargadi Vakyavat, meaning like the Swarga, etc., even though is said to be there, but it is not aparoksham now. It is there. So, Punyakruta Loka, that world of heaven, etc., which is said to be obtained after the death of the body, experienced not now. Swarga is there, but not subject to experience right now. So the existence of Swarga or heaven, etc., are only Paroksha Jnanam. It is not Aparoksha, it is not immediate experience. So therefore, Brahma Asti iti Jnanam Shastrena Sambhavati, na Brahma Asmi iti Jnanam. I am Brahman is not possible because that is Aparoksha Jnanam, and what Shastra is giving us is Brahma Asti iti Jnanam. Brahman is. So in normal, people who have normal knowledge of religion, God is. There are people who believe in God, those who don't believe in God. There are two categories. Those who believe in God, those who are religious and they go to temple and then worship and all this. But then Vedanta says that God which you are worshipping in the temple, etc., is your essential nature. You can experience God's presence in your own heart. That many of them won't accept. Right? In the same way, Paroksha Jnanam Bhavati. Shastra, it can give that. Then the answer to that is no. The example that we gave is very clear. Dashame Vyabhicharatah. Dashama. In that example of Tvam. So first is Dashamaha Asti. The 10th man is not lost, he is there. Then what? Next one is Dashamaha Tvamasi. The 10th man who thought is lost is you. Then that student starts to count and realizes what? Dashamaha Asmi. I am the 10th man. In the same way, Prajnanam Brahma. Consciousness is Brahman. Ayam Atma Brahma. These two are Paroksha Jnanavat. Then what is that next instruction? Tat Tvamasi. That is directly indicating that you are that. Then when the student meditates and realizes Aham Brahmasmi. So like Dashama, in the case of the 10th man example, Paroksha Jnanam externally came, but it led to Aparoksha Jnanam. Aham Dashamaha. All right. Now, having said that, continuing in the verse number 81 here. Swato Paroksha Jivasya
Jivasya
Brahmatvam Abhimanchatah
Brahmatvam Abhivanchatah
Nashe Siddha Parokshatvam
Siddhaparukshatvam
Iti Yuktirmahatyaho
Yukirmahatyaho
Swatoparoksha Jivasya Brahmatvam Abhivanchatah Nashet Siddha Parokshatvam Iti Yuktirmahatyaho. There is a next doubt that is arising, which is very funny. What is that? Presently, I know myself as Aparoksha. I am is not a Paroksha Jnana, right? I am is Aparoksha. Aparoksha means there is no means through which I need to know myself. To know myself, I don't need any external means. Somebody need not tell me. I need not read a book. Satsang Jara. इसके लिए to know I am. I know myself. There is no need for satsanga, guru, shastra, nothing. I know. I know means what? I am. Here, obviously, I am is what I am considering myself as I am, right? So, whatever you call yourself as jiva, for a jivasya swa anubhava, swataha, that's what it is. Swataha aparoksha jivasya. Oneself, who is none other than aparoksha jiva, which the knowledge of which does not need any external means. what you think is Brahma is paroksha. Correct? According to the Paro Bhakti, Jiva aparoksha. Jiva is an immediate presence with no need for anybody else to tell me. Aham asmi. Idi jnanam aparoksha jnanam. Direct immediate knowledge is what? Aham asmi. Brahma asti. Idi paroksha. It is Brahman is a knowledge which is not subjective knowledge, it's objective knowledge. Like Gataha asti. The Gata is there. But Aham asmi. The difference between these two is Aham asmi is aparoksha jnanam. Gataha asti idi paroksha jnanam. This is subject, that is object. This is immediate, it is this through media. What media? Social media? No, eyes. Through my eyes, I know, or by touch, I know that it is. If the media is removed, it is not known. That is called paroksha jnana. With the eyes, I can see, therefore, I can understand. If I touch, I know. Then if somebody makes a sound, then I know that the sound, or I close my eyes and taste it, whatever I know. But through the means only I know. If those media is removed, that existence of that is not known. Right? So that is paroksha jnana. So gataha asti paroksha jnana. Aham asmi aparoksha jnana. This you understand. Subjective knowledge where there is no need for any media through which I need to know. Objective knowledge is that we learn through a particular means. In the absence of the means, that thing does not exist for me. Now, here he says, if you say that swataha aparoksha jivasya, what is that jiva wanting to realize according to Vedantic context? Brahmatvam. Sarvavyapakatvam, Sarvajnatvam, Sarva Ishwaratvam. Omniscient, omnipresent, ancient, supreme, immortal, timeless, causeless, formless, qualityless presence of Brahman. And according to you, it is not possible to realize that as oneself, it is only paroksha. If that is the case, Brahmatvam apivanchataha, you the one who is seeking the Brahmatvam, what happens then? When you reach Brahman, you become paroksha. Correct or not? From aparoksha, you said that is not possible. Brahman can never be aparoksha. What you want, Brahman. Then what will you become? You lose your aparokshatva. Who are you? I don't know. Nashed siddha aparokshatvam. Your aparokshatva, jiva aparokshatva, nashed. Gone. What is already siddha? What is already there? What is already there is aparoksha jivatvam. Abhi Brahma vanchitaha, abhivanchataha. When your desire seek for a Brahman, you lose your aparokshatvam and you become paroksha. Correct? Oh, what a yukti, what wonderful logic. Wonderful. So, iti yukti mahati aho. He is glorifying. Oh, what kind of a logic you use. Wonderful. He's just pulling the carpet under them. If the Purva Bakshi comes with such kind of arguments, so Siddhanti will pull the carpet. This is what you are arguing. That you lose your aparokshatva and become paroksha. You lose your immediate presence of being a jiva and then you become unknown Brahman. So if your argument is when Brahman remains only as paroksha, then you will also become paroksha. Because merging with Brahman means what then? ब्रह्म लीन हो गया कहाँ है पता नहीं कहीं पर होगा. I don't know where he is. So you become unavailable to yourself also. You have become unavailable to yourself. Presently, at least you are available to yourself. Now you become unavailable to yourself also. So, indeed, your argument, because Shruti Yukti Anubhuti is a methodology that is used, but he says your Yukti is fallacious. Fallacious, what called? Fallacy of Yukti. Your methodology of thinking is very weird and skewed. Yukti Mahati, oh. So there is a Laukika Nyaya also, it is there. In this context, using a Laukika Nyaya to prove what you are thinking, how you are thinking, loses what you already have. You already have is immediate awareness of yourself. In the pursuit of Brahman, you lose that. Likewise, there are in this world, there are few people who lose what they have in the search of what they don't have. Correct? So we are always like that. We are in search of what we don't have. In the process, உள்ளதும் போன what is it? உள்ளதும் போன பொட்டக்கண்ணா. So one fellow has only one eye and is looking for the other eye in last second eye also. First eye also. Right? Correct? That's what they say in Tamil. In Tamil there is. Right? That is right. You don't know. You are Delhi born, so you don't know. वृद्धिमिष्टवतो मूलम् अभिनष्टमिदीदृशम् लौकिकं वचनं सार्थम् सम्पन्नं त्वत्प्रसादतः वृद्धिमिष्टवतो मूलम् अभिनष्टमिदीदृशम् लौकिकं वचनं सार्धम् सम्पन्नं. The meter is correct. That's what you're using. Vruddhim ishtavataha. He the one who is, of the one who is seeking vriddhi. Vriddhi means prosperity. So vriddhim ishtavataha moolam abhinishtam. I am going to invest in the bond. You put you put the money there, gone, finished. Bombed, not bond, bombed. Finished. The bond also has no value now. What to do? Vriddhi mishtavada, wanting to increase your wealth, moolam abhinashtam. The original capital is also lost. That's what happens. People who put money in the share market and capital accounting, whatever it is, I don't know. Idrisham, iti idrisham. This is what it is. Whatever you have is also lost. In this process of getting more and more you want to know, and so from Alpajna will become Sarvajna. Alpashaktiman may become Salvashaktiman. In the process, Alpamayan, Sarvashakti is also not available because that is Parosh. So, the Laukikam Vachanam iti. This is a Laukika Nyaya or Laukikam Vachanam is Saartham. That is what is appropriate in this context. Saartham. Apannam, Sampannam or obtained, which is now it is being Sampannam Sartham. It is very well proved in your argument. What is that? Twat Prasad. By your grace. This particular Laukika Vachanam is also proved to be true. By your grace, the significance of this is confirmed by a well-known proverb. For one who desires growth in his wealth, even the capital is lost. So, this is the case of, say as Guruji writes, a young aspirant went to master's hermitage. The master asked him, you feel you have left home and parents. Remember, you have not come here to leave anything. You have come here to make the whole world your home and everyone in relationships. We lose nothing in gaining the highest. There's nothing greater to gain than the gain of the truth. Yajñātva sarvamidam jñātam yadlabdva na aparam labam manyate cha adhikam tataha. Yam labdva na adhikam labam manyate tataha adhikam labam na asti. Having gained which there is nothing more to gain. Not you lose anything. What you lose is not actually what you have. What you originally do not have is what you lose. You think you have, that is what you lose. What you know, what you don't know that you already have, this is what you gain. Confused? Very good. What you think you have, you lose. What you always have, which you never thought you will gain. So what do you lose? What you lose is the alpatva, which you are not. What you are is sarvajñatva, which I don't know. Now I come to know. So what I lost? So here he says that your argument of being Brahman, Brahmatvam is paroksham is a false argument. Because it is not paroksha. It gives aparokshatva, aparokshatvam. Aparokshasya aparokshatvam brahmana eva. Gurudev always would say, if the bulb would start searching for its origin, where the power is coming, it detaches from that, then it loses. While being connected to the power, if it is searching for it, it will remain. If he thinks that he can search by losing itself, meaning it detaching itself from not Brahman, electricity, it can't even proceed further. Right? So even the jivatva of the jiva, the existence of the jiva is also the Brahman only. But he will not lose, but he becomes the aprokshatva of Brahman will become more available to that person. That is what he is trying to say. So now the Purvapakshi is not that easily won't give up. In fact, he's an intelligent student. It's not that he's somebody who just for the sake of arguing is not arguing. So he has very valid point coming up here. Antakarana sampinna bodho jivo parokshatam arhatyupadi sadbhavat natu brahmanupaditah antakarana sambhinna bodho jivo parokshatam arhatyupadi sadbhavat natu brahmanupaditah. How do you know yourself? मैं हूं, आपको you know it, I am. How do you know? In general, any common man you ask, are you there? Yes. Why do you say you are there? What is the proof that you are there? How do you know that you are there? At the present moment, I come to know my own existence with the help of my mind. Upadi. What is Upadi? What is the definition of Upadi? Come on. Upe samipe sitva suyam ruvam anyatra adadati idi Upadi. Upadi is Upe samip. There are two words there. Upa adi. There are two words there. Here Upa means samipa, near. Upa samipe stitva. If I have a crystal ball or crystal stone and I place it on a red cloth, the crystal will look red. The redness of this crystal is not of the crystal. So the red cloth on which it is placed is extending the redness of itself to that crystal. So therefore the crystal looks like a red crystal. In the same way, Brahman being the Gunarahita, without any quality of any kind, material quality, no name, no form, no particular gunas, Nirguna Brahma appears to be having guna, form, color, shape, etc. because of the proximity of the other things like mind, intellect, the subtlemost, subtle, then you have body, prana, everything. So presently when I say I, what I refer to is Brahman or Atman with all the qualities which are not its qualities. Like crystal, red crystal, when you say, if you remove that from there and put it on a blue crystal, it will become blue. So what is the quality of the crystal? Nothing. So how this blueness and redness came? Because of the proximity of what gives that is called upadi. So upe samipa sthitva suyam rupam gunam anyatra dadadi. It gives its quality to the other. That is called upadi. So for the red crystal, red cloth is the upadi. For a blue crystal, blue cloth is the upadi. So similarly, Atmanaha Upadi. What is Atman's Upadi? Manaha, Buddhi, Ahankar, Chittam, Prana, Deha, sense organs. All these are all Upadis. Conditioning is called. So here, how do I know myself presently? With the Upadi only. What Upadi? Upadi means either the mind, thoughts, feeling, emotion, ideas, knowledge, memory, ego, identity, body, race, caste, color, creed, then gender, jati, niti, kula, gotra, duragam. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says it is far away from all these things, but yet we know ourselves only with respect to first as soon as you go, kis jati, punjadiya, purushajati. In Tamil it means, jati here means also gender. Are you a male, female, or they? Are you he, she, or they? Nowadays they put, no? Anywhere you go, gender put male, female, other.
All gender.
So which one? So jati, niti, kula, gotra, all these belong to all the upadis only. Bright light, dull light, blue light, white light, nothing to do with current. All these are all upadis. Similarly, I know myself as me only through the upadis. Therefore, he says, antakarana sambinna bodha jiva. The jiva is known in association with antakarana only. Mana buddhi ahankara chitta. Especially buddhi in which it is reflecting as chidabhasa. In the buddhi, it is reflecting, the consciousness is reflecting. Only we know ourselves as the reflected consciousness right now. As the reflected consciousness is called, Chidabhasa is called Jiva. Chidabhasa is equal to Jiva. So, Antakarana Sampinna Bodha Jiva. So, only that aparokshata, that feeling that I am without any media, apparently, is because of the media only. You understand that? That's very interesting. You say that aparoksha. Okay, aparoksha. How do you know yourself? With your body. And then it is not aparoksha. Only with the media you know it. Only with the association with mind, intellect, only you know it. So the Purvabakshi says, okay, even as I know myself with the upadis, without which I will not know my presence, presently, that is my condition. Brahman being nirupadi, how will I know? Wonderful. Can you see the current? Of course, Swamiji. I have seen, but you go and put your hand. Again, when I put my hand, through the hand only I know that that presence is there. That's upadhi there. So, antakarana sampinna bodha. Bodha means known. So, I know consciousness is associated with inner instruments. And this Chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness that happens in the buddhi, further percolates down to the activities called prana. And through the prana, I will know, because the body is not connected directly through the mind. Body is connected with the help of prana only to the mind. That's why when the subtle body leaves, when the prana is gone, and subtle body has separated from the gross body. So that's why this is prana chal gaya. Praniga. Sushma Sarira is leaving because the connecting link is gone. The prana, which is very, very crucial, which you take it for granted, once that starts to affect, you will see subtle body cannot remain close to the gross body. It will suffer because the prana link is necessary for Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira to get connected. So here, the Chidabhasa, the presence of consciousness, reflection of consciousness acting as thought, etc., are connected to the gross body, percolates its presence through the prana to the body. So the body is alive, connected to prana, prana is there, connected to the mind, mind and intellect, and then further it is to the consciousness, and consciousness is independent of all this, yet reflected in the Antakarana. And only that reflected consciousness I know as I am. So, without the upadhi, the jivatva, aparokshatva of the jivatvam is not known. So, if you say Brahman is also known in that way, with what upadhi will I know? Very good question. Right? He's not coming from yesterday morning, you got up and said, okay, let me ask a question. Ahi arhati. Aparokshadam arhati. Second line. So, antakarana sampinna bodha jivaha aparokshatam arhati. It is fit to be called as aparoksha only because it is known through the antakarana as upadhi. Okay. Adarhati. Upadhi sadbhavat, because of the presence of upadhi. Upadhi astitvat, upadhi sadbhavat. Na tu Brahma anupaditaha. Not Brahman can be known in that way because by nature Brahman has no upadhi. Ishvara has no upadhi. Ishvara has Maya as upadhi. Ishvara has Maya as upadhi. That's why he is known as Sarvajna, Sarvashaktiman, etc. Sarva means what? With everything. With all the bodies, all the minds, all the causal bodies, Ishvara is there. With all the bodies of the beings, all the subtle bodies, all the causal bodies, Ishvara is there. But Brahman is nir-upadhi, with no upadhi. So how will I know? How are you saying that he can be known like Jiva? Jiva is known to me through the mind, etc. Jivatva. I am is known only with the connected to all the upadhis. But Brahman, oh, you're thinking. This guy is not, just a novice. He has understood the intricacies. Swamiji, one question though, why I am not able to think like this? Hmm? I will know only how much salt is less in sambar. I do not know anything else. My focus is on that only. This kind of question never arises in me. How is that possible? Because उसके बारे में हम सोचते नहीं. We don't reflect on these things. So therefore, Vidyaranya Maharaj and such others will say, okay, if this case, in this kind of question arises in your mind, if at all. That's what is the answer for that. Now, so you said Brahma is Nirupadi and therefore it cannot be known, and the Jiva is Upadi Sagita, along with the Upadi, and therefore you are able to comprehend his presence. Very good. I understand that. You know one thing? What? Brahman also has got Upadi. Huh? This we never heard this. Because everywhere we have seen that Brahman has nothing. Apanipadam. Without any hands, legs, eyes, ears, nose, tongues, no guna aragita. It does not have any guna, it does not have any quality, it does not have any form, there is no name, there is. This is what we have heard so far. No. Brahman also has got Upadi. Naivam Brahmatvobodasya
तत्त्वबोधस्य
Sopadi Vishayatvatah
सोपादिविषयत्वतः
Yavat Videha Kaivalyam
यावद्विदेहकैवल्यम्
Upadhir Anivaranat Naivam Brahmatvabodhasya Sopadi Vishayatvatah Yavat Videha Kaivalyam Upade Anivaranat. Na evam, not so. What your argument is, what you're saying, without the Upadi, I cannot know Brahman, and Brahman is without any Upadi. Not exactly. Oh, Brahman has got Upadi. Okay, let me clarify. He says, what do you call it as Upadi? Upadi, as I said before, through which I come to know, right? I come to know myself through the mind. So mind is Upadi. Like in the deep sleep state where I do not know because my mind is not there, I do not know my existence. My awareness, as though I'm not aware of my own awareness. So with the mind only I'll know my presence. So mind is a means to know. Mind includes all the other factors, which are all the ways to know that my presence. All right. In the same way, Brahman does not have any upadhi, so how will I know? No, actually, yeah, you're right in a way, because so the means through which you know, correct? Saupadi Vishayatvatah. So, Brahmatva Bodhasya, of the knowledge of Brahman, Sa Upadi, it is also known through a Upadi. Sa Upadi, along with Upadi, Vishayatvatah is known as present. Oh. Now the thing is, Yavat, so long as Videha Kaivalyam, until one disassociates oneself from the body, which is called Videha, without the body, Kaivalyam exclusively. Until one recognizes one's existence without the body, Upadehe Anivaranat. There is no way you can avoid Upadi. There is freedom from the body of the conditioning because of the persistence, Anivaranat. Because of persistence means without, cannot be otherwise. Anivarana. Nivarana means to reject and remove, and Anivarana means unavoidable. Unavoidable until Videha Mukti. Until one is free from the body, there is no possibility of knowing Brahman without the Upadi. It's pulling. No, I never thought this way. This is totally different from what I heard so far. Right? Because where is everything in this world has got to Upadi. Everything. So for existence of the Akasha, which is not possible for us to know, But what we say, in which Vayu moves, that is Akasha. Akasha cannot be directly seen. Yatra Vayu charati, tata Akasha. That's where the air moves. That is, where does the air move? Air moves in a particular conditioned existence. That particular field in which the air moves is called space. So, for Vayu, Akasha is Upadhi. Understand? Vayu cannot be without, Vayu can move only within the presence of Akasha. So, for Akasha to know that Akasha's presence, Vayu can be used. Where the Vayu moves, that is Akasha. So, for Akasha, Vayu is Upadhi, and for Vayu, Akasha is the support, Adhar. In that way, we can put it. Adhar for Vayu is Akash. And Vayu is Akasha's, for Vayu, Akasha is Upadhi. Sorry, the other way around. For Akasha, Vayu is, how do you know Akasha is there? Because see where the Vayu is moving around. So in the Upanishad, Akashat Vayuhu. So that way, so he says that Guruji also writes this example, and Gurudev often made this statement. How to know Brahman? He asked Taponji. Brahman is qualityless, nameless, formless, shapeless. How do you even recognize its presence? How do we know? So Taponji said, I'm very thirsty, bring some water. So then Gurudev went and inside and then got some water, distilled water. Ganga water. Those times there's no need to distill. That pure Ganga water you can drink. He brought. Yes. So he said, okay. What did he bring? Water. What is this you brought? Oh, water. No, I want water, not the cup. How do I bring water without the cup? So is it not true, for that water to bring to you, you need a supporting element? Without that, the water cannot be carried or transported. So therefore, the Shastra or the Veda Vachana, all these are all the containers, not the content. Content is water, container is the pot. Right? In the same way, for consciousness which you know in yourself as I am, which is the container is the mind. For Brahman, what is the container? That is a question of the Paurobakshi. He says there is a container. And this container must be understood very, very carefully, because containerless content cannot be known until you leave the body. Here, leaving the body should be understood not necessarily a physically leaving. When he says, Videha Kaivalyam, that should be underlined. Videha, Vigata Deha. Vigata Deha means, this argument came in 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also, when we are studying, Bhashya. Sannyasa is not possible, Bhagavan Krishna says. When body nahi breha prada shakyam sannyasam kavaya vidu. Sannyasa is not possible ever for a person who is dehabrit, one who has body. Dehabrit means deham vibharti, one who holds the body. Now here dehabrit also means one who thinks is a body. So true sannyasa is not possible until one feels that one is a body. Similarly, deha kaivalyam, yavat videha kaivalyam, until the point of recognizing I am not the body, upadehi anivaranat. There is no way you will understand without the upadi. Very, very intricate point here. Now, what does it mean? What do we mean by upadhi nivaranam? Because of which one comes to know that Brahman is. Now, this is a very, very interesting point. Antakarana sahitya राहित्याभ्याम विशिष्यते उपाधिर्जीव भावस्य ब्रह्मतायाश्च नान्यथा अंतःकरण साहित्य राहित्याभ्याम विशिष्यते उपाधिर्जीव भावस्य ब्रह्मतायाश्च नान्यथा. अंतःकरण साहित्य विशिष्यते जीवभावस्य उपाधिः अंतःकरण साहित्ये विशिष्यते. What is that which is make you think that you are a jiva, the individual soul? It is because of the continuous association with the antakarana. Antakarana here, mana, buddhi, etc. So I never doubt at any time whether I exist or not, because I always have the association with the antakarana. Of course, in the sleep is different. The sleep is neither I know myself nor I have awareness of the mind and body, mind and intellect, etc. That's a different one. But here, antakarana sahitya upadhi jivasya visheshyate. Similarly, the visheshyate being common factor, brahmatayascha rahitya vishishyate. Just like existence of antakarana as the upadhi is making the individual know oneself as jiva, absence of that antakarana is the upadhi. Sure. What? Existence of the antakarana makes you jiva, correct? Non-existence of that antakarana is the upadhi for Brahman. Come again? Okay, let me give an example. I was thinking about this. Sugriva went to Vali upon Ram telling him, go and call him for a war. He said, he will make a chutney out of it. You know that? All right, you go. And he calls for Vali. So Tara was really cautious about it. Don't go. After so long of a lull period, if he's calling out, there must be somebody behind him. Israel, coming back. So, why I'm going to Israel and US, I don't understand. Unnecessarily coming to a total little fellow, how can he come from the bar? Somebody is behind him. Anyway, so here, Sugriva goes and calls him for a war. So Tara cautions him, don't go. But who listens to his wife anyway? So here, I'm going. So he goes there. Obviously, he thrashes him down. It spares him life. He runs, coming back. Sugriva comes back and, what did you do? You watched the war and watched the battle between us, and then you didn't do anything? And he said, I'm confused. What? You both look alike. Both of you look alike. right? So what do? Lakshmana come here, gets some flowers and wild flowers. This is in Valmiki Ramayana. Wild flowers from the forest, with all the wild flowers. Put it on his. Okay. Now you wear it. Because any other mala he will repeat that. So not the regular local available mala, he will, but the Vali also will go and get it. So Lakshmana exclusively made mala. That's there in Valmiki Ramayana. Exclusively made mala for him, which cannot be available in the other places, marketplace. Put him on Sugriva. Now you go. Are you sure? Yes, yes. Now you go. Now, when he went to again have a combat with Vali, second time when he came, Tara said, "This is too much. Definitely somebody is behind him. Don't go now." Because he having beaten up so much that again he is coming for a war, means there is something there. Nothing doing. So he goes back again. Now, absence of mala is though he identified who's Vali. Right? Not
Absence of
Upadi Rahitya. Upadi Mala. Who has Mala is Sugriva. The one who does not have is Vali. Is it not that we can identify a thing in absence? Four people are standing there and three of them have hair on the head. So the one, I want the one who does not have. So how do I say the one who does not have a hair on his head, bring him. So the absence also has as a mark, as an indicator. So here, Rahitya is Vishishyate, Brahmataya. For the sake of recognizing Brahman, Upadhi is what? Absence of all this. That's why in our Upanishad also very places it is given, as Guruji points out also. Adrishtam, Avyavaharyam, Agrahyam, Alakshanam, Achintyam, Avyavadeshyam, absence. What is that? Adrishtam, unseen and cannot be seen. Avyavaharyam cannot be transacted with. Agrahyam cannot be grasped. Alakshanam with no lakshana. Achintyam unthinkable. Avyavadeshyam cannot be indicated. But not also. That is Vyatireka. Anvaya is the quality which you say. But Nirgunatva is also present. Guna and Nirguna. So, what are the qualities? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma are the guna, are the nature of Brahman. But all other things, Ashabdam Asparsham Arupa Vachayat Tatarasam Nityam Agandha. Though it has no form, no sin. Ashabdam Asparsham Arupam. These are also upadhis. So that's why he says, Antakarana Sahitya Upadhi Jiva Bhavasya Vishishyate. Rahitya Antakarana Rahitya Brahmataya Vishishyate. Na Anyata. Not in any other way. As much as the aparoksha anubhava of jiva takes place through Antakarana, Brahmatva is also aparokshena anubhavati, aparokshatva anubhava of the Brahman also can take place through what? Nirupadi rupena. So, with the absence of Antakarana. So, what do you mean by until Videha Mukti, Videha Mukti Kaivalya, Madhya Kaivalya Mukti? Until one recognizes that oneself has not the body itself, until that point, only through Upadhi he will know. Only at the time when he renounces his association with the body, in the Anahankara Sthiti, then he will know. In the Nirvikalpa Sthiti, he will know that he is Brahman. Therefore, yata vidirupadi syat pradishetastata na kim suvarnaloha bedena शृङ्गलात्वं न विद्यते यथा विधिरुपाधि स्यात् प्रतिषेधस्तथा न किम् सुवर्णलोहभेदेन शृङ्गलात्वं न विद्यते. In the Vedas, there are certain kartavyas are given. What is to be done by an individual? By a common man, a grihastha, what are the kartavya karma, nitya, naimitya karmas are all enjoined, which is instructed. They have to be done. They are called vidhi. Vidhi means injunctions, instructions, what is to be done for a grihastha, what is to be done. So they are all given as kartavya. As we are seeing in 18th chapter also, yajnadana tapak karma na tyajam karyam evat. There Shankaracharya very clearly says, yajnadana tapak karma na tyajyam, not to be given. Especially for those who want to purify the mind, yajna karma, dana karma, then tapaha, they cannot be given up. For it can create the required purity of mind. Natyajyam. Having said natyajyam, second word was karyam. Natyajyam, but itself is not given up, not to be given up. But not alone that, Krishna emphasizes that karyam evatat. To be done. You cannot say not doing, but no, you have to do it. So there are vidhis, what is to be done. If any ritual you take, there are certain vidhi. These are the things you have to do if you want a correct result. Yeah. You cannot say half of three of them I will do, out of other things I will just not do it. No. Certain things are to be done without any compromise. If you are going for license for your car or something, they will say, come on, put 8. You cannot say 8. No. Your vehicle you put 8, not just in the air. I don't know whether they do it. Here also they do 8 in India. Here what do they say? You should know how to hold the steering. That's all. Nowadays that is also because our vehicle does its own. You don't do it? I think, how did you get that? How did you get this? In Chicago, they never asked for that. Anyway, but I forgot. So there are vidhis. These are the things that you need to do to get that. Then there are nishedas. Nisheda means what is not to be done. Vidhi and nisheda, both are there in karma kanda. Similarly, for a grihastha, there are certain vidhi to be done as kartavya. Kartavya means to be done without a fail. Karyam vidhihi kartavyam for grihastha, for grihasthas. Grihasthasya karyam sannyasinam akaryam idi vidhi. That is also vidhi. So for a sannyasi, it is not to be done. So that's why he says, yata vidhi rupadi syat pradishetasya tata nakim. Is it not? As much as not to be done is instructed by the Vedas, what not to be done, what to be done as well as not what to be done. Now, what are those which should not be done? So, are they both not equally so? Do's and don'ts. As much as the do's are important, for knowing Brahman, don'ts are important. What you should not identify with. So the same way, both are equally binding. Binding means to be followed. Like that of a person is bound by a metal chain or golden chain. Ultimately, it is a chain. Suvarna loha bedena, whether Suvarna gold or loha means metal. Bedena being different, Sringalatvam na vidyate. Chain does not change. Chain becomes chainless. Chain is changeless. Whether you are bound here to give an example, both are conditioning only. So you say, absence of upadhi is not upadhi. Hey, wait. The word upadhi you should understand. Upadhi is a conditioning, right? Yeah. No, I'll put not conditioning, condition. Is not condition yet. Condition means to do is also a condition, not to do is also another condition. So when the flight is already above 35,000 feet, don't open the window. It's a condition. Conditioned. Arey, what do you mean? I paid first class. Arey, why first class, second class, whatever. You cannot open the door. Very strict. So once the flight was going on, so the pilot was, what is it, so much of sound? Call this attendant. What is so much sound here? Oh, the whole flight is nothing but, hockey players from India making so much of noise. Tell them if you want to fly, get them out, let them out, and then let them play. After some time, there's absolute quietude. So what did you do? I told them. Open the door and go out and play. They are left the flight. So condition is what? To do is also a condition. Not to do is also a condition. That's why vidhi and pradisheda. In the same way, upadhi is a condition, nirupadhi is also a condition. For knowing Atman, you are as a jiva, upadhi is a condition. For knowing Brahman, nirupadhi is the condition. Upadhi word is used not only as the means to know, it is also means to know only, but not as a objective presence, objective thing, but as the factor, parameters, the conditions. That way he is used. Dhyaranya Maharaj, you will not find such arguments anywhere else. And he brings in these kind of elements to it. So as much as Jivatva is known and through the Upadhi, and that is the means through which you know, Brahman also has a conditioning, which is Nirupadi. We'll see more in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasya Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.